Hi everyone. Welcome back to another session on SQL Server. So today we'll talk a bit more about database administration and some advanced DDL commands. Okay. And today's focus would be mainly managing the database lifecycle, safeguarding data through backups, and strictly enforcing business rules using schema constraints. So normally, database lifecycle management, creating the database is basically the foundational command to provision a new database environment. Then we have to make sure we are taking the backup of the database, which is a very critical administrative task. And normally it will cover full backups to a disk drive to ensure data recovery whenever there is some disasters or failures. And then we also have, after backup, we'll also have to do drop databases, which is like deleting permanently a database and all and everything present in it. And this will require a very cautious approach. And we have to also ensure there are no active connections to the database, okay, before deleting or running the drop command. So we have to also maintain a structural integrity and make sure the schema constantly evolves. So like, for example, if today there are like 10 columns, in the future as we go forward, there could be more columns. Or if there are 10 columns, in the future, maybe one of the columns is obsolete. So we have to make sure we have to clean it up. So we have to make sure like we create table and constraints, building tables while enforcing rules at schema level as well. So we have to use these commands like not null, which prevents missing values, unique, which ensures all values in a column are different. Then primary key and foreign key, which uniquely identifies each row, and then validates foreign key basically validates relationships between tables. Then check basically ensures values meet a specific mathematical or logical condition, and default basically is is used, which provides a standard value in if nothing is specified. Okay. Then alter table is if you want to modify a particular table, then you can use alter. You can add, delete, or modify columns and constraints as well. Apart from that, you can also use drop table, which completely removes a table structure and its data from the database. Okay. Now let's dive into the code. So again, we'll be using same um, Visual Studio Code. I've created the connection to schools demo, and then we will look at different examples. Okay. Now, the very first example is create a new database. I'm pretty sure like I had run a command where we created a database at the very beginning, but yeah, officially since we are doing some advanced DDL commands. So basically, our admin in this particular session, I will show you how to create a new database. So to create a new database, create database, and then I will call it as admin underscore demo. Okay. So once I've created admin underscore demo, and if I want to execute, I can just go ahead and execute. So my database has been created. So now if I want to go and check my database, I have to refresh it. So now admin underscore demo database has been created. Now, if I want to go to a particular database, there are two approaches, whether you're using SSMS or Visual Studio Code. So in SSMS also, you have an option where you can go to a particular database from the drop down, or else if you want to go to the database through the code itself, you can use admin demo and then execute. Okay. So now, yeah, so I have to use code. Okay, so now I'm in admin demo. Okay, now once I'm in that or in a particular database, we can also take backup of a particular database. Now, just note, like whenever you're taking backups, you have to provide the exact location. Okay, so if you see um, in my folder structure, so I don't have anything which says backup. So I'll just go ahead and create a new table, a new folder, which will be called as backups. Backups. Okay, so this is the new folder that I've created, and this folder is called as backups. Now we have to complete our backup in this particular folder. Okay, so now, so to complete our backup, oh, we have to use this backup and then database admin demo to disk. Okay, and C, and then I have to provide the exact location. Like for example, I'll provide first backups slash admin demo dot bak. So it will be saved in the format dot bak. Okay, now next with format, and then we have to provide a name as well. Full backup of admin demo. Okay, now so to use this. Okay, now we are done. So next, if we just go ahead and execute, okay, so you can see like the admin demo backup has been taken. So now if we just go ahead and look at that particular folder which we just created, you see the admin demo.back file has been created, which is a backup. Okay, now yeah, let's go back to our code. Now, apart from that, if you want to drop a database, okay, so if you want to drop a database, let's, for example, I have created a database called training DB. Okay, earlier, if I want to drop a database, I can use this training DB to drop that particular database. So basically, I can use go. So now if I was just go ahead and execute. Okay, so now if I just refresh and look, um, sorry, I have to use, I've just use this one. So let me just drop it using uh, drop command. Okay, so I can use, okay, so it's currently in use. Okay, got it. So if I want, if I'm in a particular database, I will not be able to, or if I'm using a particular database or connected to a particular database, I won't be able to drop it. Okay. Now, Now let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so I'll use an admin underscore demo, and then I drop it in case. Okay, so now if I refresh, look at it. It's deleting. It's currently in use. Somewhere it is being used. So there it is. So that's why I was not able to delete it. Okay, so now let's try again. Okay, so now it's done. So now if I go ahead and refresh, see, so training database is done. So make sure whenever you are deleting a particular database, it's or not in use, or even if you are using a particular table or something, so it should not be in use, so that you can delete that particular database, okay, or table or anything. Okay. Now, next is table and constraint management. So if I mean, we can create a table with comprehensive constraints. Okay, now do that. So I'll go back to my admin, use admin demo, and then I create inventory, and I'll use varchar, I'll use not null. Then for serial number, I'll use unique. Okay, and stock level, I'll use integer, and to maintain a default value here, I'll use default 0, and price, I will not use any constraint. So basically, I am showing like um, what constraints we can use. Okay. Now, if I want to check a constraint, I mean, we can use check constraint, and which basically helps us ensure we never set a negative price. Okay. So if you want to do that, now we can do something like this. Constraint check price is always greater than equals to 0. So this is how basically we can set up constraint. Okay. Now, once we are done, now we are good to go. Okay. So now if we go ahead and execute, so we have managed to execute. So now if I go into my admin demo and tables, I'll be able to see that inventory table, and within inventory table, if I look add constraints. So check price. This is a default constraint that got created, inventory stock, something like that. But yeah, so this is the constraint that we had created. Okay, check price. Okay. Now, apart from that, all the columns, if you want to see, all the columns are there. Okay. Now, if I want to do a basic query, select star from inventory. Okay. This is what we are getting. Okay. Now here the price, since you have set up the constraint, the price will never, I mean, even though we try it, the price will never accept any value which will be less than or which will be less than 0. Okay. Now, if I want to alter a table, okay, I mean, there are multiple alter options available. If I want to alter a table, like for example, I want to alter this particular table and add a new column. Okay, so I can also do that. So alter inventory, alter table, table name, inventory, then add manufacturer, manufacturer, varchar 50. Okay, and then if you go ahead and execute, and now if you look at the table, okay, so we're getting an additional column called manufacturer. Now, if I want to add a constraint to an existing column, I can even do that. So if, for example, if you want to ensure stock level never drops below 0, okay, the stock level can never drop below 0. So we can also do that. So for that, we can add alter table inventory and then add constraint, and then I'll call it as check stock level. So what to check? Stock level is always greater than equal to 0. Okay, so now if I look at the constraint, okay, it's additional constraint that I have created. Now, if I want to drop something, or if I want to delete a particular column, okay, the manufacturer that I created, I did not create it properly, maybe I want to delete it. Okay, I can also delete that. Okay, so we can use like if I want to drop a column, I can use drop column. Okay, so again, alter table in inventory and then drop column manufacturer. Okay, and if you take a look at this, now the manufacturer is called. Next, if I want to drop table, okay, which completely removes this particular table called inventory, we can also do that. So drop table inventory. Okay, so if we do that and execute, so the inventory table itself will be gone. Okay, so now if I refresh and just take a look at it, so now the table doesn't exist anymore. Or if I do a query on the table, it says the table does not exist. Okay, so with this, we will stop this session. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment or suggest any new ideas or any particular query that you want to check. Thank you.